What up, YouTube? You feel me? Today is Monday, November 16th, 2020. I just wanted to do an update and a recap on NEO stock. Obviously, as I've said in my videos before, I'm extremely bullish on NEO. I've been bullish ever since I started looking into this company, doing the homework myself. And so I just wanted to go and talk about what's been happening lately. NEO had a huge drop off from reaching highs at 54.20, reached a high of 54.20 on Friday pre-market. I believe actually a little bit in the market open, and then had a huge tank, about a 20% tank. And I want to talk about the reason behind that drop, and then what to do moving forward. So here we have Citron Group. Which isn't even an investing firm, man. It's just like a fucking website of this dude named Andrew Left, who is known to be a short seller. So if you don't know what short selling is, it's when you're betting the stock is going down. You borrow shares from a broker at a certain price, sell it for them, and then repurchase it at a lower price, and you get to collect that profit in between. So as you see, as NEO races higher, short seller Citron sees the stock getting cut in half. So this is the news that came out on Friday that caused a massive tank. So it says NEO shares soared more than 10% higher out the gate morning after peers XPeng and Li Auto report better than expected earnings, which was dope. That sent NEO stock over $50 per share as the group of new energy vehicle makers hold promise for delivering higher long-term sales. Yet, as NEO prepares for its own third quarter earnings, which comes out tomorrow, later in the month, noted short seller Andrew Left at Citron Research says he's pulling the plug on the electric vehicle maker and sees shares cratering to $25. NEO stock is up 1,100% year to date. So when this guy posted out the news, man, he's basically saying, oh man, I believe that this company is overvalued. They're not doing what they need to be do. Blah, 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 blah. For what he sees. Well, the reality of it is this dude's just manipulating the market. Andrew Left is a very well-known short seller. It says right here, you know, Citron, short seller Citron, short seller Citron. Their group is based off short selling, man, because there's always a battle between buyers and short sellers. So buyers are the ones that predict the price is going up. Short sellers predict the price is going down. So now when you have a huge following, I don't even know how big this guy's fucking following is, but when you have some sort of following, and obviously you're catching the attention of all the major news outlets when it comes to the stock market, and now you're saying, oh, I got a $25 price target. It caused a bunch of retail investors, guys who don't really fucking do their homework, probably the guys and girls that are just hopping in this because, oh, hey, my neighbor fucking said NEO's going to the moon. I'm going to fucking buy it. And they're buying it at the top of this huge run. And then when it starts tanking, they go, oh, no, this shit is fucking tanking. And then what happens? They fucking take a loss when they should just fucking hold on to it. But, you know, guys like me and other actual people that do their fucking research and do their homework, I already knew this stock was overextended. I knew there was going to be some type of correction or pullback coming sometime soon. I've been waiting for it because, like I said, I'm extremely bullish on fucking NEO. And what did I do? I bought up more fucking shares. That's what the fuck I did. So just to let y'all know. So this guy comes out talking about it's going to go back to $25 a share. Nowhere in, let's go to this fucking chart pattern, right? There is heavy support within this $41 to $38 range. Never would I believe, once he said $25, there's no way this shit, in my mind, was going to drop to $25. Where is their support at the 25 range? Right here. I mean, that's a long drop. And also, just to give you guys a little background on this fucking research group, Andrew Left also came out and said the same thing about fucking Tesla and how Tesla was overextended way back when Tesla was in the beginning stages, just like NEO is now. And he came out and said the same fucking thing. Oh, these guys are way overextended. You know, this is gonna tank and blah, 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 blah. And it did have a correction, a pullback in correction. But now look at Tesla now. Fucking skyrocketed, man. You know, it's to the moon. You feel me? Compared to the early stages. So again, with NEO, I believe NIO is literally the Tesla of China. They have such a huge following in China. People fucking love NIO. People, there's just such a high demand for NIO in fucking China, and with China taking over the EV market, owning half the EV market in the entire world, this stock is just poised for fucking great things to come. And just to solidify that, because I'm not a financial investor, I'm just a guy that likes fucking researching stocks. That's what the fuck I like to do. I like digging deep, doing my homework, going through SEC filings, going through revenues, going through cash flow, going through quarterlies, going through annualies, researching, who's the founders, who's the CEOs, what are their backgrounds. I just like, what's the technicals as you see here, I want to see everything, man. I just like researching this shit to formulate my own opinion on something. And my opinion on this is fucking extremely bullish. So I've been waiting for this fucking pullback. And so I decided to add more shares in this pullback. And that's exactly what I fucking did. This morning I added another 14 shares in my position, as you see right here. Bought another 14 shares for this particular account. I am also watching Lee and an Xpeng, which I'll probably do a video on fucking Lee and Xpeng later. But Lee and Xpeng had great earnings and, pretty much knocked it out the ballpark, man, with what they were doing as far as revenue. So I decided to purchase some shares of Lee. I said, it's kind of like a discounted NIO right now. It's down here in the 30s and NIO's in the 40s and 50s. So, I made a choice. I had shares to purchase in NIO. Was I going to spend all this money on NIO, or should I diversify a little bit? So I decided to diversify a little bit and buy some fucking Lee. But again, man, so I'm extremely bullish on here. The whole Citron research report to me is just a manipulation thing, man, because, I originally started learning the stock market with penny stocks and low float small cap stocks, which is a manipulation game, man. And it's all manipulated by promoters, hype, and short sellers. And short sellers will come in and just demolish you, especially guys who don't really know what the fuck they're doing. They really targeted retail investors who don't really know shit, that this news is gonna scare them. And that's exactly what happened. And as you see right here, look at that huge drop. We had a massive run from 43 to 54, and then all day go 54 all the way down to the 41s, as you see, bouncing off this now support line, and just bouncing off the support, then consolidating, and boom, bounce back off that support. I don't see it dropping no further than 38. I see it now finally going to consolidate, which is what I pretty much think it's going to do, just like it's been doing. If you look at the history of their pops, as you see in here, first popped back in, July. First popped, pulled back, consolidated. Then popped, pulled back, consolidated. Then popped, pulled back a little, consolidated, popped, pulled back a little, and then popped again. And then now we're on this huge, massive squeeze that everyone's trying to get a part of. And then we finally have our first pullback, a 10% pullback. And then instead of consolidating, it squeezes some more and then has a nice drop. So it's going to consolidate in this 44 to 40 range. And I pretty much see it just like these, consolidating for maybe a few days, maybe the rest of this week. I don't know. But I don't see it fucking tanking anytime soon, man. This company's just too good. And guess what? If I'm wrong and it does fucking tank, I'm going to buy some more fucking NIO shares. You feel me? Because I'm extremely bullish on this bitch. There's nothing about this company that says otherwise. If you look at the demand in China, I just watched a live group discussing this, and this, I don't even know, man. But just to make it short, this dude lived in China. He's not Chinese. He's a white boy, or I don't know what he is, German, European. I don't fucking know. He had an accent. But anyway, he was talking about when he lived in China. The demand for NIO, man, like these people have such love for their EV vehicles, man. The electric vehicles, they fucking love it, and they love NIO. He was talking about how NIO is a tourist destination for people in Europe when they come to China. How people want to come visit the fucking NIO sites and where they sell their cars and test drive these fucking cars. They fucking love NIO, man. Like, it's just it's amazing, the culture in China compared to America. America is so attached to their gasoline vehicles. You know, like me, man. Like, I was really big on Chevy. You know, I'm a fucking Camaro lover. I've been a Camaro lover since I was a kid because my dad had a 67 Camaro, which he still fucking has, and that's gonna be mine's one day. It's gonna stay in the family. He's gonna pass it on to me when he's gone, and then I'm gonna pass it on to my daughter or my son when I'm gone, and I'm gonna fucking make sure that car stays in the fucking family. And so that caused me to buy a Camaro when I was in my early 20s, and then bought a Camaro when I was in my mid 20s. You know, because I love fucking Camaros, and I'll probably buy another fucking Camaro because I fucking love them. So, I mean, that's kind of like the American culture where we're more, you know, we have the brands that we love, you know, like we have the fucking Chevys, we have the Fords, we have the Cadillacs, American-made vehicles that we fucking love. And now Tesla's coming in, and look how long it took Tesla. Tesla been around for what, 14 fucking, or what, no, 2010, 10 years now, but they've probably been working on it for the last 14 fucking years. You feel me? Like, man, Tesla's been at it, and now you're finally seeing them come where you're seeing Teslas on the road on a regular basis, you know, which has barely been happening these last couple years. So you feel me? Now America's finally adapting to the change of EV and the EV vehicles, and you can see all the major players are now turning their gasoline cars into either hybrids or electric vehicles. So, but China, I mean, they just fucking love it so much, and they're backed so heavy by the government for pure electric fucking vehicles that, you feel me, it's just gonna be big, man. And the market is so fucking big in China that there's plenty of market share for premium companies like NIO, which everything I've seen, they fucking love NIO, man. So this is still a long run for me, man. And every time it has a huge dip, I plan on buying up more fucking shares, man. And, you know, and then I'm going to start looking more heavily into these other EV companies. Li Xpeng is another one. And there's a few other ones that I want to do a little bit more homework on. But, I mean, as far as every aspect of NIO, from the technical analysis, beautiful. From the revenue, beautiful. Year over year, annual revenue is beautiful. Quarter over quarter revenue is beautiful. Oh, now when we talk about demand, let's see, what's their market? China. Demand in China is beautiful. They're backed up 8 weeks in sales right now. People are in such high demand of NIO that they're backed up. They continue to deliver more vehicles on a year-to-year basis and quarter-to-quarter basis. I mean, everything about this fucking company. They're backed by the Chinese government. The Chinese government wants to switch to, you feel me, where they're going to have portable swapping stations for electric vehicles compared to actual plug-in stations, because the population in China is so big that they don't really have fucking garages or places that someone, if I own a vehicle and I live in an apartment in China, I don't really, what if I got parked on the street? Where am I going to plug my electric fucking vehicle at, bro? I'm parked on the fucking street. Well, that's why they're having this battery swap technology, which NIO is the forefront runner of that fucking technology. And I think that technology is going to be fucking huge. NIO also is working on autonomous cars, which are cars that drive them fucking selves, so you could kick back, take a nap. You feel me? And they're also partnered with, I believe, Intel. I want to say Intel. I don't remember, but I did do the research on it. I want to say Intel. With creating the software system for the autonomous cars, and they're already in they have that feature in their vehicles already for certain guidelines. I believe it's like freeway driving, where you could set it on, you feel me, just drive mode, you feel me, which I posted in my last videos. You feel me? Every aspect of this company is fucking dope for me personally. For me to hold this a long term, okay? And then let's get into this. Here we go. We talked about my guy Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates, how he had a $6.6 million stake in NIO. Well, what happened on the 13th? They had posted as Chinese EV maker NIO is being shorted by short seller Citron. The motherfuckers trying to manipulate this shit. posted data released by Ridgewater Associates may provide a bit of solace to neo investors. What do you mean, man? What do you mean? The world's largest hedge fund held 1.5 million neo ads, American Depository Shares is what ADS is. Shares worth $33.3 million as of September 30th, 2020, according to the SEC filing that they put out on November 13th. So they just, you feel me, went from a $6.6 million position to now a $33.3 million position. Man, you do the math. What is that? Like 4 or 5 times, you feel me? 5 times 6 is what? 30, you feel me? So a little more than 5 times the position size now? I mean, come on, man. Yeah, they're taking advantage, man. You feel me? Let's buy some more shares, man. Let's buy this shit. And guys like this, what you need to understand is Bridgewater Associates, Billy Gifford, BlackRock. You feel me? These are all big, huge hedge funds who don't fucking just buy up fucking $30 million just to sell it later for a $10 million profit. These guys buy fucking $30 million worth of shares because they plan on turning that $33 million into over $1 billion. That's the kind of investments that they make. That's the long-term investment game that they play. And you have to understand these players in the game. And my guy Ray Dalio is a big fucking player in the game. Speaking of BlackRock, these fools fucking got 53.3 million fucking shares of fucking Neo, reported a 24.92% increase of ownership, which now they have $1.1 billion worth of fucking Neo. Another big institutional investment firm, BlackRock Inc., are motherfucking buying up Neo too. So you got to put this in perspective. Think about it. Why are big players right now pouring their money into it? Why is Ray Dalio adding another $27 million to his portfolio and buying up more shares? Why is Blackwater fucking buying up $1.1 billion worth of shares? Why is my guy Billy Gifford and associates over there, them fools bought 13% of the fucking company? Why are these guys doing this, man? Obviously, they see something. As you see, other investors with positions similar to BlackRock include Billy Gifford & Co. and Vanguard Group. Vanguard got in on the play. You feel me? Vanguard, Billy Gifford, BlackRock, Bridgewater Associates. You feel me? We got the motherfucking New Jersey fucking pension fund. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, man. This shit is just ridiculous. You feel me? When you have major players like this involved in a company, you know what it is, man. Everybody is seeing the potential growth in this company. And as I said, man, players like this, they don't play around, man. They're not going for a 20% profit. They're not going for even 100% profit. These type of companies, these type of investment firms are going for 10x, 100x times your money, man. And they're seeing the potential right now. Now, if you got guys on the 30th, let's look at the date. Okay, Bridgewater's Associates added shares on the 30th of September. Okay, where's that at? Boom. That's already when it broke the pop and it's consolidating in the 20s. You feel me? It already went, and people want to talk about how it's up 1,100% on the year from, back when it was... Let's see. When it was $2 a fucking share. So they're already buying it times 1,000. You feel me? $2 a fucking share. You know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, if we're up 1,000%, I don't know, do the fucking math. But $2, now it's up to 20. What, that's 10 times the money. You feel me? So yeah, that's about 1,000%. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, if you're seeing major hedge funds come in and purchase these things in the $20 range, which is where I purchased it. He purchased it in this pop. I purchased it in here, in the consolidation in here. And then it's popped again, came down, and I purchased it back in here. You feel me? And I'm going to continue to add to this position. And again, it just solidifies that, you got these major players in the game that are buying up shares. So you feel me? When people like Citron Research, whoever the fuck they are, and Richard, don't even know his name. Andrew left. Short sellers, dude. I'm a day trader as well as an investor and a swing trader. And from my day trading experience, dude, there's so many manipulation games in the fucking market, especially when it comes to short selling, bro. You know how many times I got caught at the high end of a short squeeze and that fucking thing comes tanking down on me and I just took a huge loss. Now in day trading, there is no recovery when you're trading piece of shit fucking stocks. Well, I found where my strength is. I'm a long bias trader. So since I'm long bias, I got to do my homework and see the value in the companies. And if I'm seeing value, then I know for the long run, if it continues to grow quarter to quarter, if it continues to grow annually, year over year, you feel me? And there's just nothing but great things coming out. Dude, I mean, all signs are pointing to buy, 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 buy. You feel me? So again, man, just an update on NEO. It did have a 20% drop. People were hitting me up about it. What should we do? I told them I'm extremely bullish and I'm fucking buying. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is continue to buy up these shares every time this thing dips. I really hope it might dip back down to the 25. If it does, guess what? I'm buying more. That's what I plan on doing. My average price per share, you know, I've been averaging, I originally started at $27.56, but of course I bought shares in between and added to my position. So I believe I'm at an average price of about $33, like $33.50 a share in all my accounts, which is still great because it's still, you know, we're at $44 a share right now. So, you know, I mean, I don't see it. You know, I see it consolidating, slowing down for a little bit, maybe a week or two, but I still believe towards the end of the year, we're still going to be somewhere in the $60 range or potentially higher at the end of December. So, but only time will tell. But yeah, man, extremely bullish on NEO still, okay? Don't really care what nobody else has to say about NEO. Don't really care about no Andrew left and what he thinks it's going to drop to 25. Cool with me. Let it drop to 25 and I'm gonna buy up more. You feel me? Because it's just that great of a fucking company from everything I'm fucking seeing, man. And the direction that China's moving in this EV market, man, and NEO being one of the top players in the premium EV vehicle market, you feel me? Man, I don't see this stock fucking dying out. I only see this thing growing potentially 100 times my fucking money, which would be great. Maybe not 100, but maybe like 80. But yeah, man. So just an update on NEO stock. It had its drop, cleared 50, which was awesome. 54.20 is the high of NEO now, and it had a 20% drop down to the 40s, and now we're bouncing off this support line in the 40s, and we're back in the 44s and 45 range. Still early in the day. It's about 10:47, so we still got a couple hours of the market, but it's looking like I will be closing green. As you can see, the P&L on the day, not much, but again, it's in a consolidation phase, I believe, and I believe it's probably going to consolidate somewhere within the 40 to $45 range for a couple days. We do have earnings coming out tomorrow. I don't know. When Lee came out with earnings, the next day, it fucking tanked. So, I mean, you know, NEO could potentially do that as well. But I believe because a lot of sectors, they move together. So they move in unison. So, like, since NEO is the forefront of the Chinese EV runners in the stock market, we have what we call sympathy plays. So you notice that Lee and XPeng pretty much ran with NEO the same. So, you know, even if we switch to XPeng here, see, same thing. Open at the high, made a new high, and then just tanked. Same thing like we see here. In NEO, made a high, tanked. Same thing like Lee. Boom, made a high, tanked. So you feel me? They all pretty much follow each other. And since that news came out, I think it was just more a follow the leader type play in the technicals with Lee and XPEV or XPeng, whatever you want to call it. It's more a follow the leader, and NEO is the leader. And you know, they all tanked, even though XPeng and Lee had their earnings come out and they beat expectations in their earnings. when the news about Neo came out about the short to 25, obviously had a huge crash, and it spooks retail investors, man. So then they all got fucking crushed in the short sale. So will that happen when Neo puts out its earnings tomorrow? I don't know. But if it does, I'm buying. I'm definitely buying more shares. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I plan on doing. So yeah, man. So it's just a manipulation game as far as Andrew Left and them short sellers and Citron Research Group, whoever the hell they are. It's just a manipulation game, man. They said the same thing about Tesla, and Tesla did dip, but then it recovered its dip and fucking took off. So I see the same thing happening with Neo. I don't see it just dying out. It's going to continue to move in the right direction, especially when you got big players, all the big, huge main name hedge fund investors buying up a shitload of fucking shares for the long run. It gives me a lot of confidence in my thesis and my analysis, doing all the research myself, and then seeing these big players also putting their money, because really, 33 million to Ray Dalio isn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy has fucking over $1 trillion worth of fucking funds, or I don't know, high fucking $1 billion net worth in his company. So you feel me? We're talking, 11 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like something ridiculous to do. Maybe even more, 12 figures. I don't know. You feel what's 9 figures is 100 million. So 10 figures is $1 billion. Yeah, so we're talking, man, the dude's got like 11 to 12 figures in his fucking bank account. So you feel me? 33 million is a small size for him. But again, man, when you see his original investment of 6.6 million and now raised it to 33.3 million, that's a huge swing from his original of $6.6 million investment to now a $33.3 million investment. That's huge. And then same thing with BlackRock. They invested $1.1 billion, 53 million fucking shares. That's huge, man. And they're up there with Vanguard and Billy Gifford with taking a nice chunk. You feel me? We're talking, a nice chunk of this fucking company and running with it, man. So you feel me? So that's pretty much it for Neo. XPEV, I did play that in the last video, but I kind of just day traded a little bit, took a couple losses on it, and then repurchased it, made a small profit, and then I made a small profit in the after hours, and then it ran without me right here. I bought it this day, and then I sold it in here for like somewhere in here at the end, and then it just fucking took off. But I had already sold it. And then another company I'm looking to invest in. See, I'm still battling with my day trader mentality, with my swing trading and investment mentality, because a lot of the thesis I've been doing lately has been for long-term either swing trades or long-term investments like Neo. But I still do day trades in between. But it's kind of fucking with me because sometimes I'll have a thesis, like XPeng, this company down here, I had a thesis that it would run and catch up to Neo, which it did exactly that. As you see, it topped out in 51, and I was in it at $31 a share. But just because, it was getting real choppy on the intraday, I bought it, then I sold it, thinking it was going to drop some more. So I sold it for a small loss, and then when I realized it wasn't going to drop and it was holding, I purchased it again. And then it ended up dropping again. And so then I sold it again, thinking it would drop some more. But nope, it just kept holding its position and holding its support. And then I got back in again. And then finally, it just played mind games with me mentally. My trading psychology was a little bit off. So I started saying, you know what, I just need to exit this position and get out of it because my thesis was originally for long term, but I'm over here day trading it. And I was correct with my thesis. As you can see, it got high as to 51. So, that would have been a great chunk of change, a great profit. But I allowed my day trading instincts to take over, and it winded up biting me in the ass. And then Lee, I just purchased Lee on Friday. And I happened to purchase it at the top. I purchased it at 39, and it tanked. Excuse me. And it tanked right after I bought it. I bought it at the market open in this area. And then it fucking tanked. But again, I bought it for a long term. I didn't buy it for a day trade. So again, you know, you don't lose unless you sell. And it dipped all the way down to the 30s, and now it's having a bounce back to the 36s right now. So, you know, just recovered, you know, $6 on my position. So I'm down about $4 a share, but I have a real small position, so it's not too much money. I want to say it's roughly about like 80 bucks I'm down, which this thing is eventually going to correct itself, and I believe it's going to break the 41. And also, just to give you an update on that as well, Citigroup, so Citibank, they just put out a price target on Lee at 45.60. So at 45.60, it's a profit for me. I believe it will reach that mark eventually. And when it does, you know, just depending on, because I haven't got too deep into Lee, I did go over their financials, but again, man, nothing compares to Neo, man. Their financials are good. Their revenue is good, but I mean, compared to Neo, it's nothing, man. And same thing with XPEV. I mean, they're growing. XPEV and Lee are like the right behind Neo as far as growth. Lee actually sells more cars than Neo at the moment, a more lower end car, but I mean, at the moment they sell more cars, but when you look at their quarterlies and their annualies, their growth rate isn't as big as Neo's. So, you know, that's something I have to put into perspective when I'm purchasing this. Yes, they're growing, but they're not really growing at the rate as Neo. So, you know, again, I might want to sell the position in Lee when it breaks the high, and potentially put that money back in Neo, man, because Neo is the EV leader. So I'm separating my investments into 3 different groups. I got my EV investment, then I have my software, you feel me, software and data analytics portfolio that I want to get into, and then depending on Joe Biden and whether or not they legalize marijuana federally, I have a few stocks in mind that I will purchase for a long-term investment if they decide to go legal federally, and that's when I'll make the choice to purchase those, but they're gonna stay on my watch list for now. So yeah, man, so just to update, Neo had a huge 20% drop, which is no big deal. I purchased up more fucking shares, and now it's bouncing off of the support level in the 40s and you know, in the 45s, and it's looking like it's going to continue in the direction, probably consolidate for a few days. We'll see what happens. Earnings comes out tomorrow. If it tanks, I will buy more. If it goes up, I will be happy. So either way, man, either way I'm gonna be happy, because I could get either buy more at a discount or watch my money grow. Either one, I'm very happy with. All right. So just to update on Neo, broke new highs on Friday to the 54.20s. That was cool to see. And then a 20% drop due to these guys, whoever the hell they are. Don't really give a shit. But yeah, man. And, you know, you got big boy players like Bridgewater Associates and BlackRock Inc., man, purchasing up more fucking shares and putting their money where their mouth is, because this is a dope-ass stock to be involved in, a dope-ass company to be involved in for the long run, man. So, yeah, man, just an update on Neo, man. Again, if anybody's watching this, please press that like button. Please subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. You know, entice me to create some more videos, because I do have other things going on, and you know, the last few days I kind of been distracted. My schedule got changed up a little bit, so I didn't really get to create any videos or make any videos. So you feel me? I had a little opening and I had to do this because I had to just give an update on Neo and the EV sector, man. So again, man, you can't stop Mafia. You can't stop entertainment, man. You can only stop yourself. You feel me? You can't stop as a mindset movement. You feel me? Keep up with your progress. Keep up with your education. You feel me? Educate yourself on finance. Learn something. Grow your mind. Grow your body. You feel me? Do everything possible to uplift yourself, motivate yourself, and keep on moving. You feel me? You feel me, man. Till next time, I'm out. Gone.